As a creative director in the outdoor industry, a big part of my job is inspecting creative works for accuracy. Let's see how they did here. Okay, let's break down this half-page ad for Seagar. We've got the headline, bulletproof, product, or not a product image, but we've got a background image, and then we've got a little inset and some copy about the product and where to get it, some of the specifics here. So, man, this one caught my eye right away, and not because it's a great ad. I mean, I guess it puts its message out there. It does suit its purpose, but I think this is where we can look at the importance of accuracy within the market that you're advertising. Yes, this is Seagar, and that's specific to fishing. However, these are running in outdoor publications, and there's a lot of men and women that fish that participate in other sports, shooting sports, hunting, ATVs, all kinds of stuff, right? Generally, outdoors people seldom participate in just one outdoor activity. And so, this statement of bulletproof, okay, it's a fluoro bass leader. They're trying to say it's tough, it's bulletproof, it can handle weeds, rocks, docks. I can go with that. But the image itself, this bullet here, is really where I have a huge issue with this ad. And part of me wants to wonder, is this an ad or is this a joke? Is this a commentary? Like, is this supposed to be kind of like a cheeky thing that they made the mistake on purpose just so people would catch it and talk about it? I really hope that's the case, because this bullet here, there's some problems going on. If you're not familiar with firearms, this little section up here, where it's kind of more of a coppery color, that's your lead, copper, steel. That's your projectile here. So really, it comes down into the casing a little bit, but it really should only be about yay big, and that's the projectile. That's the only part that leaves the firearm. This piece down here, that's the brass casing that holds the gunpowder, holds the primer, that makes everything go. That's either held within the firearm or it's ejected out the side after the projectile is sent. So the two pieces, they don't move together after the shot's been fired, right? That doesn't happen. So the fact that this bullet is moving with the casing, that means either somebody was playing a joke or somebody who didn't know about projectiles was making the ad and approving the ad. Okay, so that's a problem. That bullet and casing shouldn't be fired through the water together. I mean, we could have a whole nother debate on, would this particular bullet actually fire underwater? Would this fire actually burn orange underwater, or would it be black or smoky or steamy? I don't think it would really look orange out the muzzle. I don't think you would have a traditional muzzle flash like that. But I can even look past that because the orange kind of ties to the product. Yeah, close enough. Like, I get what they're going for here. But then another big issue that I have is if we look at the back here, it's almost like it's propelled by a rocket engine out the back. And really, like, this is where your primer is. There isn't flame that would be spitting out the back of the primer, pushing the projectile along like it's a rocket or a torpedo. Like, it's not propelled by something inside the bullet as the bullet is flying. The propulsion comes from burning the powder, and the powder pushes, like the gases coming from the powder push the bullet out the end of the barrel. So like this part of the combustion is wrong, along with the shell still being attached to the projectile is also wrong. We could break it down a little bit further in that these bubbles are air bubbles kind of slowly rising. These ones are going down. There really should be more of like a turbulent line coming through the water with some rotation to it. There should be more motion to the water streaks. It wouldn't just be individual bubbles slowly making their way up. You wouldn't have bubbles kind of clinging to the sides of the projectile like that. So, I mean, we could break it down even further to find more things wrong with it, but really having the casing attached to the projectile and the casing being propelled by a little rocket engine here, that is so wrong in the world of how, in the shooting sports and how projectiles actually work. This audience is going to see that, and most of them are going to know that that's not how that works, and then they know that whoever made the ad probably isn't actively involved in the outdoors. One small detail I caught that I'm a little bit curious on is there's a little fine line that kind of runs the path of the bullet, and I was wondering if maybe that is supposed to be the fluoro leader, that's supposed to emulate the fishing line there, which is kind of a nice detail. I don't think it saves it, though, from the mistake with the bullet, though. So to me, my opinion, if this is a joke, I'm not seeing it as a joke. I don't see that. And so in my opinion, this ad really fails at what it set out to do.